Every guardsman knows the call. It has many meanings, but when it's spoken, the message is clear. Heard, understood, acknowledged. Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
From the Walt Price Student Fitness Center on the campus of Everett Community College in North Everett, Washington, welcome to the NWAC Women's Basketball Tournament for 2017. And we're set for this game number 7 of the first day of the women's side of the bracket. It's the Skagit Valley Cardinals and the Grays Harbor Chokers. Hello, everybody. Tom Lafferty with you here on STSPN.com. Glad you're with us. Rick Dana, our statistician, here for the last 2 games of the day. Skagit Valley and Grays Harbor here for the 8 o'clock, which will be about running 30 minutes late after a very exciting previous game as Lower Columbia and Everett played. Lower Columbia got the win 66-56 over the homestanding Everett Trojans. Everett made a furious comeback, came from about 20 down to come back to within 3 points, actually to within 1 point, but then they had run out of gas, and that was it. So Lower Columbia will advance. They'll play Walla Walla next week. We'll give you the setup on all those games coming up later during the broadcast. But in this last part of the bracket, it's Skagit Valley and Grays Harbor, and then later on, 10 o'clock game, Lane Titans against the Columbia Basin Hawks. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the Skagit Valley Cardinals, the number 1 team out of the North Division, number 1 seed into the tournament on this side of the bracket at 22-7. And Skagit Valley, their head coach Steve Epperson, they'll start Brianna Chow, a 5'5" guard from she's a sophomore out of Blaine High School. Also Deidre Miller out of Monroe High School, a sophomore at 5'10". Mandy Hayes, she's a sophomore at 5'9" out of Blaine High School. And then Emily Yost, a sophomore 5'11" from Mount Baker High School. And then Adia Jones-Smith from Tulalip Heritage High School in Marysville. So Chow, Miller, Hayes, Yost, and Jones-Smith for the Skagit Valley Cardinals. For the Grays Harbor Chokers, no, they're not chokers. That's a term used by loggers. If you're up there logging, you know what a choker is. But the Grays Harbor Chokers out there in Aberdeen, they will start Romita Begay, a 6-foot sophomore. She's from Lake Quinault, Washington, so right there in Grays Harbor. Estelle Wilson, a freshman at 5'7", from Valley High School in Las Vegas, Nevada. Alexia Thrower, a freshman at 5'9". She's from Canyon Springs High School, also out of Las Vegas. Also Angela Sikora from Dayton High School in Dayton, Nevada. And it'll be Jalen Brasher Norwood, a 5'11" freshman from Kennewick High School in Kennewick, Washington. So Begay and Wilson, Thrower, Sikora, and Brasher Norwood, the starting lineup for the Grays Harbor Chokers. Their head coach is Chad Allen. Grays Harbor coming in at 13-13, all even up. Number 4 out of the West Division of the NWAC. And they, again, the number 4 team. So coming into this as the decided underdogs, but we've seen underdogs on both the women's and men's side of the brackets, first part of the tournament, that have gone down, that have won the games, and the very much favored teams gone down to defeat. The officials, Sean Martin, Stephanie Rowland, and Lee Mullen, they're set to call the action here. Each group of officials have done 2 games in each of this first day, and they'll do each a game tomorrow during the Final 4. Tomorrow it'll be Peninsula and Umpqua. They will play at 2 o'clock in the Elite 8 round. Bellevue takes on Spokane at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Walla Walla Warriors and the Lower Columbia Red Devils. And then at 8 o'clock, those slots are waiting to be filled by Skagit Valley and Grays Harbor, and then Lane and Columbia Basin. So we're set to go. Grays Harbor has been introduced. Grays Harbor in their dark navy, actually more royal blue, with Grays Harbor across the front, white trim. And here comes the Grays Harbor Chokers now being introduced. Grays Harbor will be in the white uniforms as they are now being introduced from their bench area. Olympic College is a great place to hit the field in books. Earn your associate degree, then transfer to university, or slide into home and earn your bachelor degree without leaving Kitsap County. Learn more at olympiccollege.info/athletics. And be sure to check out the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram For all the latest NWAC news, also visit nwacsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more. If you haven't been with us some of the early games, the NWAC tournament changed formats this year. Gone are the placement games. Gone is the losers bracket. This is March Madness. This is win and advance, lose and go home. So they're calling today the Sweet 16 bracket. Tomorrow will be the Elite Eight. Then the Final Four teams for both the men and the women will come back next Saturday for 4 semifinal games. A couple of All-Star games on Sunday, and then the 2 finals on Sunday late afternoon and evening a week from today. Don't forget to set your clocks overnight tonight. Daylight savings time does begin. So we're set to go. Stephanie Rowland has the basketball. It's in the air, and we are underway, and Grace Harbor will be on the attack in blue, moving down and immediately commit a turnover. Estelle Wilson couldn't handle the pass off her fingertips and out of bounds. So 5 seconds in, first turnover by Grace Harbor. Skagit Valley will have it for the first time. Skagit Valley Cardinals up against a little bit of full court pressure. They're moving to our left in the white jerseys, red numbers, black trim. Brianna Chow running the point. Swing over the right-hand side. Here's a 2-ball that won't go from about 18 feet right wing. That by Emily Yost, but they'll reload the offense to the top of the key. Chow to Yost, back to Chow again. Now back to the basket is Deidre Miller. Miller hooks a pass down low, turnaround, swirls, and drops in for Adia Jones-Smith out of Tulalip Heritage. And the first 2 points of the ball game go for Skagit Valley here. About 45 seconds into the contest, and we're going to have a foul call. Foul's going to be whistled. That's going to send Alexia Thrower to the free throw line, and they will whistle this foul here on Mandy Hayes of Skagit Valley. Hayes picks up the foul, her first personal foul, first team foul, and Alexia Thrower at the free throw line. Well, she misses the first one, or the only one she's going to get to try to complete the three-point play, and we're tied, a 2-2 score. Skagit Valley now with the basketball. Over to Mandy Hayes, deep in the corners. They'll just swing the perimeter. Chow with it. Now right side to Miller, back over the left-hand side. The 3-ball won't go for Mandy Hayes. Kept alive, though, by Skagit Valley. Going in, scoop play and good. Count it, and 1 for Adia Jones-Smith. So Jones-Smith will go to the free throw line. She gives Skagit Valley back the lead at 4-2, and it could be 3 here with an additional free throw. The foul is going to be on Jalen Brasher Norwood. That's her first personal foul, first team foul. First free throw, only free throw, rattles. Not clean, but she'll take it. It's a 3-point lead. And Adia Jones-Smith puts up the 3-point play, and it's a Skagit Valley lead by 3. Dump it down low for Grace Harbor, going in, coming away, back up, no good. One more time. Will third time be a charm? No, this time it's going to be a steal. They had a miss by Brasher Norwood, then a miss by Thrower, and then the ball was a held ball. Actually, they're going to say it was a standing out of bounds with it, so just a plain old turnover, giving it back over to Skagit Valley. Skagit Valley with a 5-2 lead over Grace Harbor. Pull-up jumper, 15-footer, bang, down it goes for Brianna Chow. Puts up the 2-ball from the foul line. It's a 5-point lead for Skagit Valley. Romita Begay, give it off left side to Thrower. Thrower is going to throw it away. No, it's going to be down to the floor. Who's got it? Finally corralled there by Adia Jones-Smith. Behind the back dribble, across the timeline. Mandy Hayes. That's Jones-Smith. Boy, she looked at that 3 and she just could not pull the trigger. So then instead it goes into Hayes. She misses, and the rebound's going to be grabbed down by Grace Harbor. Grabbed by Jalen Brasher Norwood. Ball goes out of bounds. Give it right back over to Skagit Valley. That's the 4th turnover against Grace Harbor here, and we haven't played 3 minutes of this first quarter of action. That's Hayes to Chow. Now the corner to Yost. Back to Chow again. Looking cross court. Somebody's got to be open. That's going to be Hayes again. Back out. Here's a 3-ball. Down it goes for Brianna Chow. Puts it up and puts it in. It opens up an 8-point lead for the Cardinals from Skagit Valley at 10-2. Nearly 3 minutes into the contest. Thrower to the top, Estelle Wilson. Kind of backs away from trouble. They'll set up the half-court offense. Give it off to Brasher Norwood. She'll start the dribble, starts to back down. Instead gives it up to Begay, who shoots a three that won't go. And the rebound is going to be grabbed down by Skagit Valley, taken by Emily Yost, and on the outlet, here come the Cardinals. Hayes to Chow. Chow in the corner to Yost. Back to Chow again. Back to Hayes. A nice ball movement. Everybody touched the ball. Turnaround jumper will not go. Missed by Deidre Miller. And cleared out by Grace Harbor. Chokers come down. Little step-through move and a miss. The step-through move looked pretty good, but she couldn't complete it. And Alexia Thrower, as the ball goes out of bounds, they're going to say last touched by Skagit Valley, so Grace Harbor retains possession in their front court with 21 on the shot clock. A couple of subs check in for Grace Harbor as they get the inbounds pass. At the top of the key, Chantel Efferson from Cimarron Memorial High School in Las Vegas. Efferson looking for the backdoor lob. Instead, it was a three-point ball that would not go, and the rebound controlled by Skagit Valley. Up the floor, Adia Jones-Smith for the lay-in up and good, and a timeout called by Grace Harbor. We'll step aside with 6:01 to play here in the first quarter of action. Our score, Skagit Valley 12, Grace Harbor 2. You're watching the Women's NWAC Basketball Tournament on STSPN.com.
Saw the damage. These people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Swinomish Casino and Lodge includes 98 luxury rooms overlooking Padilla Bay and the San Juan Island. Dine at the 13 Moons restaurant, which features flavors of hand-cut Alderwood grilled seafood meats and the freshest flavors of the Northwest. Play more than 800 of the latest slot titles and table games, including blackjack, craps, roulette, and pie gow. For more information on events and promotions, visit SwinomishCasinoandLodge.com. Grace Harbor timeout. Grace Harbor basketball. As Thrower got it down low, kicked it back out, and she gets it again and then puts it up from about 6 feet away in the key. Alexia Thrower from Canyon Springs High School in Las Vegas, Nevada, leading scorer for Grace Harbor at 18.6 points per ball game. Now Hayes has it for Skagit Valley. Grace Harbor was stuck on two for a long, long time. Here's a little runner that won't go by Deidre Miller. Back up and in. Off the rebound and the basket up for Emily Yost. And opens up again a 10-point lead for the Cardinals from Mount Vernon, Skagit Valley High School. Just get off there. They're the college on College Way in Mount Vernon. Funny how that works. Dribble drive left-hand side. Estelle Wilson goes in. Little runner. That will go. Estelle Wilson with the bucket for Grace Harbor. 14-6 score. Now Chow brings it over. Mandy Hayes to Yost. Back to Hayes again. Starts the dribble, goes around a screen. To Chow to Miller. Miller on top. She'll start the dribble. It's going to be swatted out of there by Romita Begay, and then it's going to be swatted out one more time, and this time a steal for the Chokers. Chantel Efferson at the helm of that steal. And the turnover by Skagit Valley. 4:20 to play here in the opening quarter of action. Now we're going to have a foul called here. And it looks like it's going to be called on Skagit Valley's Adia Jones-Smith out of Tulalip Heritage High School in Marysville. Her first personal foul, second team. Inbounds now for Grays Harbor. They do count the basket, and she got fouled. So they got it on the inbounds to Monet Salazar out of Silverado High School in Las Vegas. She got fouled, so she'll have a chance for the and one. And Adia Jones-Smith is the guilty party, her second consecutive foul. And she picks up the foul, her second personal, and the third team foul on Skagit Valley. And free throws here for Monet Salazar. First one, only one she'll get. It will not be good. Missed the free throws and cleared out here. Jessica Ludwig comes across the timeline. Now over to a rattle out, no good for Mandy Hayes. Then a whistle and a timeout called by Grays Harbor. So this will be a 30-second timeout here called by the Grays Harbor Chokers. 14-8 to score. Skagit Valley with the lead over Grays Harbor. Looking for a challenge, push yourself further. It begins when you enlist as a soldier in the U.S. Army. You'll be trained in one of more than 150 career fields and could even earn money for college if you qualify. To find out more, visit your local Army recruiter or log on to GoArmy.com. So 4:05 to go, first quarter. As of last year, college women quarter system. And the team fouls reset at the end of each quarter. So you get the bonus after 5. So here we go. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in this first quarter. Grays Harbor comes down. 3 ball on the way. Won't go for Katie Brisbois. And it's going to be taken down by Skagit Valley. Out of backcourt they come. Michaela Lancaster now running the point. Swing it left-hand side. Maddie Bryan. Now dribble along, right side it goes to Emily Yost. Yost goes through, kind of goes under the defender, lays it up, and puts it in. So that is Emily Yost with the bucket, and it's just a double score, 8-point lead, 16-8. Skagit Valley over Grays Harbor. Backdoor feed, triple team down there was Alexia Thrower. So back out for Efferson, who shoots and hits a 3. 3 ball for Efferson from the left corner. And it's a 16-11 score, 5-point lead for Skagit Valley. They've got the basketball. That's Maddie Bryan. She'll swing a pass in the corner to Yost, starts the dribble. Now to Ludwig. Ludwig goes out, a little bit of space, puts up a 3, and down it will go. Jessica Ludwig out of Arlington High School, a freshman of 5'10", part of the Arlington High School team that finished second in the state a year ago. Jessica Ludwig playing now at Skagit Valley Community College. Here's a top of the key jumper for a 3 ball that won't go for Brisbois. And it's going to be taken down by Skagit Valley. Maddie Hayes. Now a rifle pass down low off the window and in for Maddie Bryan. Nice pass down to Bryan. She lays it up, puts it in. It's out again to a 10-point lead for Skagit Valley. They equal their biggest lead of the contest. Now the Chokers with it. Down low and in for Jalen Brasher Norwood. Thought it had momentarily had it knocked away, but she put it on the deck just once. Goes up for the little power move to the rack and puts it in. 21-13 score. That's Maddie Hayes. They're kind of measuring for a 3, and now here's one that'll go up, and it won't go for Maddie Bryan. They converged upon the rebound, and away with it comes a Thrower. Now Katie Brisbois into front court. Looks for a screen. Now dribble in Chantel Efferson. Out for a long outside 3 ball that will not go by Brasher Norwood. Flagged down by the Skagit Valley Cardinals, and under a minute and a half to play in the first quarter. Kayla Lancaster. Dribble out to the left corner as they just work around the perimeter. 14 to shoot. Down the corner, right side. Emily Yost, shot on the way, won't go. Scrap for the rebound. It's going to be won by Grays Harbor. Out of backcourt, here comes Alexia Thrower. Now they'll swing the perimeter. Under a minute to play, first quarter. Overplay on the defense. Begay, and here's a shot up and good. And it will be Romita Begay who puts it in. It's 21-15. Down to 36 seconds to play in the quarter. 20 to shoot now for Skagit Valley. As Mandy Hayes gave it off, and losing the handle on it was Maddie Bryan, who's got it. Finally, he's going to, out of that fray comes Katie Brisbois, and up the floor they come. The shot clock is dead. Feed it over left-hand side. A little early offense worked to perfection. The pass from the thrower got it to Brasher Norwood, and it's a 4-point ball game, 21-17. 10 seconds to play in the first quarter. Left side, Ludwig. Now to Hayes, a little runner. She got the ball stripped away from her. We give a block shot there to Brasher Norwood, and give the basketball to Grays Harbor with exactly 1 second to play in the first quarter. Here's why you practice these in one dribble. Shot on the way, off the backboard, and no good. End of the first quarter, the NWAC women's basketball game number 7. It's the Skagit Valley Cardinals 21, the Grays Harbor Chokers 17. Back for the second quarter right after this timeout.
Believe in investing in our future. One built with dedicated, skilled, and hardworking people. And with the new career and technical education facility at North Idaho College, the future is bright. Today's students are tomorrow's workforce, and North Idaho College's career and technical education program will provide the training that will get you the job. Together, let's build the future. North Idaho College. Start here, go anywhere.
Skagit Valley with a 21-17 lead here as we enter the second quarter. Leading scorer so far is the 7 points for Adia Jones-Smith for Skagit Valley. Leading scorer for the Grays Harbor Chokers, 4 points for Alexia Thrower. They've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players score, and 5 players have scored for Skagit Valley. Here we go. Second quarter gets underway, alternating possession, and it favors Skagit Valley. They have the lead. They have the basketball, and the white uniforms moving to our left. They've shuttled a lot of players in there. Michaela Lancaster in there from Linden Christian High School. Now left-hand side, Emily Pillman, first time we've seen her. But she scoots a pass over to the right-hand side. Shot no good by Michaela Lancaster, and the ball goes out of bounds, and so it will be turned right back over to Grays Harbor. I think Skagit Valley's already played 10 players, or at least they've, if you count the 3 on the bench that don't have their warm-up top still on, so they've shuttled 9 players in there. Here's a little runner from the left corner, hit the side of the backboard. They're going to say that's out of bounds. Estelle Wilson missed it. Estelle Wilson out of Valley High School in Las Vegas. Kind of a Las Vegas pipeline into Grays Harbor. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players from Nevada. They're going to reset the 30-second clock, and it will be Skagit Valley basketball. For Skagit Valley in Mount Vernon, no players from Mount Vernon, no players from Burlington. For that matter, probably the close, Linden and Blaine. Anybody else close? Anacortes. 1 from Anacortes, 1 from Arlington. That's as close as they are in Skagit Valley, so nobody from town. Ball is kicked. It'll go to the baseline. 15 on the shot clock. Just underway here in the second quarter. Skagit Valley leading at 21-17. They've led by as much as 10 points. Inbounds, kicked again. So again, they reset it at 15. Off the kicked ball. Used to be a complete reset. Now they go to 15. Here's an inbounds pass. Shot on the way. That 3 no good by Michaela Lancaster. But Skagit Valley gets a rebound, and they'll reload. And boy, I thought she was going to put it up. I thought Maddie Bryan was going to pull the trigger. Will she this time? No, she dribbles into about a 13-foot runner that won't go in traffic. But back up off the rebound and in for Emily Pillman. Emily Pillman from Kamiak High School in Mukilteo, so kind of a hometown game for her. And Pillman puts it up in and off the rebound. It's a 6-point lead for Skagit Valley. That's Estelle Wilson to Brisbois. Now dribble in closer. And then they got it around, and missing the lay-in was Monet Salazar. She had a point blank, and she just could not get it to go down. Now Lancaster brings it into front court as they work it to Maddie Bryan. Bryan, will she shoot? She will. She'll hit. 3 ball for Maddie Bryan out of Seaholm High School there in Bellingham. A Seaholm Mariner during high school, a Skagit Valley Cardinal today, and a 3-point shot and a steal now here for Emily Yost. Down the floor, will she get a lay-in too? No, she tried to pass it off. Probably one too many shots, just take it to the rack. She couldn't do it. Angela Sikora took it away. Up the floor they come. Grace Harbor with the basketball, down by 9 points. Here's a 3 ball on the way. Skims off the rim, no good. That was a miss by Sikora, and now grabbed by Skagit Valley. Lancaster, bounce it over to Bryan. Back to Lancaster again. Back to Bryan, now in the corner. Yost, again back to Bryan. 11 to shoot. Turnaround jumper, bump, and there it goes. Bounced out a couple times as Emily Pillman was heading back up the floor. Then she thought, well, maybe it's not going in. No, yes, it is. And that's exactly what happened. Out to an 11-point lead, biggest lead of the game for Skagit Valley. Opening up some space between them and Grays Harbor. Shot outside, no good by Brasher Norwood. One more time. That one by Sikora won't go. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Grays Harbor. It will be now Skagit Valley. And we've got a timeout called by Grays Harbor with 6 minutes, 48 seconds to play in the first half. Skagit Valley 28, Grays Harbor 17. You're watching the NWAC Women's Basketball Tournament on STSPN.com.
Welcome to Basketball City, USA.
I use my brain, open lanes to the top of the game. I use my hand on any man that will try to contain me. Use my feet and compete like I need to the death. I use my heart and it'll beat till I breathe my last breath.
Hoop Fest 2017. Don't miss your shot.
I'm Mike Marzetta from Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye Robotics is a hands-on STEM education experience. We teach the teachers how to implement the curriculum in the lab, and 90% of it is them building, programming, inventing. We want the kids to come home from school and go, wow, I did the coolest thing today, and they're thinking I'm having too much fun and I can't put this dang project down. When STCU supports learning, they're supporting our future. What is a better place to help the greater good than helping kids? I'm Mike Marzetta, and STCU is here for good.
So Todd Elvig, I want one of those robot little guys that they've got on that commercial that we're running. It's kind of cool. Grays Harbor comes in as the West Division 4th seed. Skagit Valley, the North Division's number 1 seed into the NWAC Women's Basketball Tournament. 8 games on a Saturday, 4 games tomorrow for the Elite 8. The men have already done their first round, second round. They're awaiting the Final Four, which will happen next weekend here, right back here at Everett Community College, the Walt Price Student Fitness Center here on the campus of Everett Community College. 3-year contract to have it here, so 1 more year. We were talking to Tammy Dunn of the Snohomish County Sports Commission. She'd like to extend it. They really like hosting that event out here in Everett. Pillman with a miss for Skagit Valley. Now Begay will give it up. Gives it to Thrower. Now to Brasher Norwood. Norwood, she can play the high post. She can play the low post. Out at the high post now. Almost lost the handle there. Estelle Wilson. Now she'll dump it down to Thrower. Puts it up in traffic and one. Alexia Thrower from Canyon Springs High School in Las Vegas, Nevada, will go to the free throw line trying to complete the 3-point play. The foul's on Mandy Hayes for Skagit Valley, her second personal foul, first team foul. First free throw, only one for the three-point play is Thrower. So she gets a three-point play, and it's 28-20. And a foul right after crossing the midcourt. They're going to call the foul on Estelle Wilson. Wilson with the foul, her first personal foul, first team foul of the second quarter. That's a rule change, too. You reset the team fouls every quarter in college women's basketball. Here's a pass down low and can't handle it. It was off the fingertips of Deidre Miller and grabbed by Thrower. And here come the Grays Harbor Chokers down by 8. And just again, they're not really chokers. That's a logging term, long-time logging term. Outside shot, no good. Alexa Thrower. And Skagit Valley brings it up. Over the left side. Little runner, no good by Deidre Miller. Cleared out by Grays Harbor. Brasher Norwood in the paint, waited for a couple of defenders to go by, put up a shot and missed it. And Jessica Ludwig grabs the rebound for Skagit Valley. So work at left perimeter. Pillman to Ludwig, back to Pillman again. Now she starts to dribble, goes into traffic, puts it up, no good. Too hard off the back of the glass. And the rebound comes down to Grays Harbor. Pressure Norwood deep in the corner. Boy, she looked at the three, couldn't pull the trigger. Overplay on the defense from behind Thrower. And it was pushed away from her, and we are going to have a timeout with 4:35 to play in the first half. Our score, it's Skagit, I think. Wait a minute. I thought maybe we were going to get a media timeout here. But apparently we already had our media timeout. The timeouts called by Grays Harbor have kind of been in strange places, and I think they've just used those timeouts. Because Grays Harbor's down to one remaining timeout. So they've used that many, and a couple of those have been used as media timeouts. You know, you waited another 40 seconds. That's where if you're not used to the media timeouts, you watch Coach K or Lorenzo Romar, they know when their media timeouts are. Hey, I can wait another 12 seconds and not have to spend one of my timeouts. But Grays Harbor has expended those timeouts here early on. Offensive foul is going to be called on Skagit Valley, a little clear-out foul. And this one's going to be whistled against Mandy Hayes. That's going to be her third personal foul. And for Skagit Valley, the second team foul of the quarter. So will they pull, did they or will they pull Hayes off the floor? Not yet. She's out there playing with three personals. Thrower over the corner of the right side. Three ball up and good. Romita Begay. So what was an 11-point lead is a 3-point lead now at 28-25. Corner, Deidre Miller. She'll leave it off for a long outside three. Too long. A miss by Pillman, but grabbed by Skagit Valley. They try to force it down low, and it goes out. Ooh, they're going to say off of Mandy Hayes. And Hayes will go to the bench with her third personal foul. And Maddie Bryan checks in. Maddie Bryan from Seaholm High School in Bellingham. 3:14 to play in the first half at Everett Community College. Game 7 of 8 here on campus. The first day of the women's NWAC basketball tournament. Thrower went in, had the ball just slammed right back at her by Emily Yost. No call. She went to the deck, and the ball went over to Skagit Valley. Little runner won't go for Deidre Miller, and she'll have to earn them at the free throw line. Fouled in the act of shooting, and she'll go to the stripe. Romita Begay picks up the foul from Lake Quinault High School in Lake Quinault, Washington, out there in Grays Harbor, Ocean Shores. Her first personal foul, second team. First free throw is good for Miller. Actually, I'm not sure where Lake Quinault is. I know where the Quinault Indian Casino is. I think it's down there. That's on the entrance road going into Ocean Shores. Second free throw won't go. 29-25, the lead is 4. So one of two goes, and we're going to have a timeout called here by Skagit Valley. 2 minutes and 52 seconds to play in the first half. It's Skagit Valley 29, Grace Harbor 25. You're watching the NWAC Women's Basketball Tournament on STSPN.com.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
So here we go, Skagit Valley, the final 2:50 of the first half. They have the lead by 4, 29-25. Pillman. Now Miller thinks better of it, kicks it back out. Maddie Bryan, 7 to shoot. Deep in the corner, down to 3 to shoot. Turnaround jumper, never touched the rim. That's gonna be a shot clock violation. Never touched the rim. So a little panic sets in, and Grace Harbor will take it down by 4. Could make it interesting. As Skagit Valley was threatening to run away with this one up by 11, but Grace Harbor fought and clawed and kicked and screamed and came back, and here's a runner, and that's a 2, and it's up and good by Hepekuea Falea'i from Molokai in Hawaii. Ball goes out of bounds. Another turnover by Skagit Valley, and they will throw the ball in. Grace Harbor will with a chance. A 3-ball gives them the lead. A 2 at least will tie the score. We've had one tie in the ball game early on in this game. 2 minutes to play. Turnaround jumper 3 won't go. That 3 missed by Begay. And the rebound taken down by Skagit Valley. We've been keeping track. The stanchion scoreboard to our right is out again. It was on here a moment ago. Here's a little runner that won't go by Miller. Back up and in. It's going to be Yost who lays it up and in. It's out to a 4-point lead again at 31-27. Leaving the basketball there for Begay. I keep wanting to say Noda Begay. He's a golfer. Here's a turnover by Grace Harbor. Skagit Valley with it. Runner will not go. Tough luck shot. Deidre Miller went deep in the well and comes out. Grabbed by Grace Harbor. Chokers, pull-up jumper on the way. Won't go. That missed by Estelle Wilson and grabbed down by Skagit Valley. Coming up at a minute to play in the first half. She was wide open was Maddie Bryan. Didn't pull the trigger on a 3. Down to 16 to shoot and off the fingers of Emily Yost and out of bounds. 9 turnover for Skagit Valley in the ball game, and they've all come here fairly late in the first half, seems like. Now Grace Harbor. Falea'i. Dribble drive. Right side it goes to Falea'i. Goes in, lays it up, rattles and goes. Falea'i from Molokai, Hawaii will put it up and in. It pulls them to within 2 points. Shot clock is dead. Skagit Valley with the basketball. Right side Maddie Bryan as they work it around the perimeter now to the left corner. Down to 14-13. Here's a turnaround. No, short-armed it. It was going to be no good by Emily Yost. Ball goes out of bounds. I think last touch, by Grace Harbor. I think it went off the foot there of Maddie Bryan. Of course, it's easy to make a call here from 3 stories above the floor. So, inbound. I guess we're actually 2 stories up, not 3. On the 3rd floor. Up the floor, down to 2, down to 1. Ball safe from going out of bounds, so that will have the time expire here in the first half. Anybody's ball game. It was as much as an 11-point lead for Skagit Valley in the early going, but here heading into the halftime break, it's Skagit Valley 31, Grace Harbor 29. Stay with us. Lots more basketball coming your way here on STSPN.com.
All frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at GNS.
The commercial pilot program at Big Bend teaches students to fly and gives them the ratings and certificates necessary to work as a commercial pilot. Many of our students come to the commercial pilot program with little or even no aviation experience. They'll start flying an aircraft on day 2, and they progress through training with an instructor to flying the aircraft by themselves, traveling to other airports throughout the Northwest, and they get to learn to fly in a variety of different aircraft. Our students are all scheduled to fly twice a week at a minimum, and they will attend aviation ground school courses that are taught here on campus by the same instructors they fly with. The program operates 23 aircraft, mostly single-engine trainers. We also have multi-engine aircraft, as well as a float plane and a tailwheel aircraft. Moses Lake offers great weather for aviation and for training, with 5 runways at the airport, 13 approaches, a tower, and radar control. Our students also have the opportunity to operate in airspace that includes Boeing jets, the military, and lots of other flight training and testing activities.
At NIC, we believe in investing in our future, one built with dedicated, skilled, and hardworking people. And with the new career and technical education facility at North Idaho College, the future is bright. Today's students are tomorrow's workforce, and North Idaho College's career and technical education program will provide the training that will get you the job. Together, let's build the future. North Idaho College. Start here, go anywhere.
I'm Mike Marzetta from Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye Robotics is a hands-on STEM education experience. We teach the teachers how to implement the curriculum in the lab, and 90% of it is them building, programming, inventing. We want the kids to come home from school and go, wow, I did the coolest thing today, and they're thinking I'm having too much fun and I can't put this dang project down. When STCU supports learning, they're supporting our future. What is a better place to help the greater good than helping kids? I'm Mike Marzetta, and STCU is here for good.
My game's developed 100% since I've been here in the Bay Area. Getting to the NBA is a major accomplishment, but surviving in the NBA is a totally new challenge. The way that I see the game now is all because of the experiences I've had in the last 7 years. It's all been an amazing journey.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
I graduated from high school in 2008, went to UW for a year, came back to Spokane. You know, graduated, wasn't really sure what I was gonna do, so I headed to Spokane Falls. I feel like the energy in Spokane is evolving. Having a good, accessible college right here in town is a really important part of that. So I just started working at Helvetica, which is a local design firm. The Falls definitely prepared me for getting a good job right out of college.
My name is Morgan Lynch. This is my college.
As certified jumpers, divers, and survival experts, Special Forces are dropped behind enemy lines to train foreign fighters, carry out covert missions, or prevent future conflicts. These soldiers live for the challenge, highly trained and highly intelligent. Special Forces soldiers are the best of the best.
You know you need a getaway when your laundry pile is bigger than the last mountain you biked. It's time. Go Oak Ridge, the mountain bike capital of the Northwest, where you'll find miles of single track without lots of people. After your downhill ride, swap stories and battle scars over a pint, then stay and play another day. To plan your getaway, go to EugeneCascadesCoast.org/go. It's time. Go Oak Ridge.
The Guard has over 50,000 wheeled vehicles in action. The vast fleet of Humvees, troop transports, and fuel tank trucks are always moving soldiers, gear, and equipment around the world, or delivering aid to civilians during domestic emergencies. Transport operators are essential in getting the Guard to where it needs to be.
No. Yeah. And we welcome you back here to Everett Community College. It's Skagit Valley out of Mount Vernon, the Cardinals, Grays Harbor out of Aberdeen, the Chokers. At halftime here, Skagit Valley with a 31-29 lead. And let's take a look at the halftime stats. The leading scorer for the Grays Harbor Chokers led in scoring by the 9 points of Alexia Thrower, 5 points for Romita Begay, 4 points for Faliala Ii. Falia Ii. I'm going to get it. I promise I will get it. For the Skagit Valley Cardinals, led in scoring 6 points for Emily Yost, 5 for Brianna Chow, and then 5 more for Maddie Bryan, 4 for Emily Pillman. Total rebounds, 25 for Skagit Valley, 16 for Grays Harbor. Turnovers in the ball game, 9 for Skagit Valley, and 6 turnovers for the Grays Harbor Chokers. Shooting-wise, total field goals, Skagit Valley was 13 of 33 from the field, 39.4, 3 of 9 from beyond the arc, 13 of 32 for Grays Harbor for 40.6%, and they were 2 of 12 from beyond the arc. Points off turnovers, 6 for Grays Harbor, 7 for Skagit Valley. So we are set to go, and here we go. The alternating possession will favor the Grays Harbor Chokers as we start the second half of action. Grays Harbor now will move to our left, and we are back underway here. Alexia Thrower gets it on the inbounds. They'll work it around, going in for a little runner that won't go. That was a miss there by Estelle Wilson. And now a turnover by Grays Harbor, and it will be Skagit Valley basketball as they are now on the attack to our right. They're in the home white uniform. Skagit Valley with it. That is Mandy Hayes playing with 3 personal fouls. Gives it off to Adia Jones-Smith, who didn't play a lot in the first half after she played quite a bit early on, and then she had to sit down. The shot clock about to expire, and it's going to be a turnover and grabbed by Grays Harbor. And here come the Chokers out of backcourt, and a foul is going to be called. Foul is going to be on top of the key, or outside anyway. And the Skagit Valley foul is going to be called on it'll be called on Deidre Miller. For Miller, her first personal foul, first team foul of the second half. And it'll be inbounded here by Grays Harbor. Trying to force it inside. They couldn't do it. Looking for Brasher Norwood. The ball was knocked away. And knocked away again here by Grace Harbor, so Skagit Valley will have the basketball. Leading 31-29, they led by as much as 11 points in that first half. Now Brianna Chow brings it across the timeline. They're looking down low. They swing it in the corner to Miller. Back to Chow, back to Hayes. Back again, Miller. And a fadeaway jumper is up and good. Deidre Miller from Monroe High School, just about 10, 12 miles from here. Monroe, Washington, makes it a 4-point lead. Dump it down low for the lay-in. Nice pass there. Pass there by Brasher Norwood. And Thrower puts it up and in and closes it again to a 2-point lead for Skagit Valley. And here's a steal. Knocked away. Grabbed by Wilson. Going in, laid up good, and we're tied. Tied for the second time of the ball game. The first time was way back at 2-2, and now it's a 33-33 tie. Skagit Valley now trying to retake the lead. On the attack, that's Adia Jones-Smith. Runs into a brick wall, which is Brasher Norwood. So she gets it back, though. She gets her revenge, but she can't make the lay-in. Gets her own rebound back up and in. Actually, Emily Yost grabbed that rebound and put it back up and in. And Yost will be at the free throw line with the and one. The foul is going to be called on Romita Begay. That's her second personal foul, first team foul of the third quarter. Free throw here, good. Emily Yost makes it again a 3-point lead for Skagit Valley. Over left-hand side, Wilson. Dribble to the baseline, then it kicks a pass right side. Efferson's shot's going to be no good. Angela Sikora's shot is no good. And Brianna Chow brings it out of backcourt now for the Skagit Valley Cardinals. Chow with it to Jones-Smith. Foul line jumper from straight on won't go. Chow gets it back up and in. Brianna Chow off the miss, gets the offensive rebound and the bucket. It's back out to a 5-point lead. Not expecting the pass there was Brasher Norwood. She retains her senses, puts it up, misses the lay-in, no good. And they're going to say the ball was touched out of bounds by Skagit Valley. And we're going to have a timeout called here. On the floor taken. And this will be a media timeout, they're calling it. So with 7:04 to play in the third quarter, Skagit Valley 38, Grace Harbor 33. Back to Everett right after this timeout.
I'm Mike Marzetta from Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye Robotics is a hands-on STEM education experience. We teach the teachers how to implement the curriculum in the lab, and 90% of it is them building, programming, inventing. We want the kids to come home from school and go, wow, I did the coolest thing today, and they're thinking I'm having too much fun and I can't put this dang project down. When STCU supports learning, they're supporting our future. What is a better place to help the greater good than helping kids? I'm Mike Marzetta, and STCU is here for good.
Graduated from high school in 2008. Went to UW for a year, came back to Spokane. Graduated, wasn't really sure what I was going to do, so I headed to Spokane Post. I feel like the energy in Spokane is evolving. Having a good, accessible college right here in town is a really important part of that. So I just started working at Helvetica, which is a local design firm. The fall's definitely prepared me for getting a good job right out of college.
My name is Morgan Lynch. This is my college, my community.
Welcome back here to Everett. Interesting, we've been talking about the timeout situation. Grace Harbor has no timeouts left. They just took that timeout. It was expanded to be the media timeout, but he took the 30, so he has no more timeouts to call. I'm guessing he knows that, and I'm guessing that he's been coaching a long time. So Skagit Valley's, for Grace Harbor's Chad Allen, the head coach. Grace Harbor has the basketball. Now if they hold on and win the ball game, that's fine. Down low they go. Turn around, kind of forcing it up with Brasher Norwood. The bucket is good. And Jalen Brasher Norwood makes it 38-35. 3-point lead for Skagit Valley. Now Adia Jones-Smith. Now Chow. and she traveled with the basketball. Chow commits the turnover, travels with the ball, and Grace Harbor will take it back down by 3. It's a whole science for coaches at every level, but especially D1 level, when to use a timeout. And now the officials are going to talk about it. The ball went out of bounds, and he gets questioned, so I think his partner's going to say, no, it's going to go back the other way. It's going to stay in the possession of Grace Harbor. I think the players knew, yeah, it's not really our ball, but we'll just wait until the officials figure that out. But you'll watch Mike Krzyzewski or Roy Williams or the like. They'll know when to call a timeout. Here's a runner. They'll also call a timeout. And now in college basketball, in the half system, it's under 16, 12, 8, and 4. They'll call a timeout with 16 minutes and 20 seconds to go. They'll call a timeout, get a little rest, play for 20 seconds without some of their star players, and then put them back in because there's a full media timeout. And in college basketball, the media timeouts are 2.5 minutes because ESPN or Fox or whoever, CBS, is going to take that full allotment of timeout. So you can give your team about 5-6 minutes rest with only expending enough energy of about 20 seconds or so. A couple of free throws here and pulls Grace Harbor to within 1 at 38-37. Brianna Chow brings it up for Skagit Valley. They've been kind of slow here offensively here the last little while. They were up by as much as 11. Now a breakaway for a lay-in up and good for Deidre Miller. Makes it a 3-point lead, 40-37. Now Thrower has it for Grace Harbor. Has nearly lost a hand. She did lose a handle on it. We're going to have a foul called. The foul, I think, is going to be on Brasher Norwood, who tumbled over the top. And that will be Jalen Brasher Norwood picks up the foul. That's her second personal foul, second team foul. And Skagit Valley out of back court. Brianna Chow has it out between the circles over to the left side. Looking at the three ball was Adia Jones-Smith. Didn't do it, then lost the handle on it, then shuttles a pass underhand to Deidre Miller, who puts up a foul line jumper. Won't go. Bodies on the floor looking for the basketball. Who's got it? And we're going to have a timeout called by Skagit Valley. And with the player on the ground, they will call a timeout. And 40-37 the score. We'll take a break with 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's the Cardinals 40, the Chokers 37. Back to Everett right after this.
My game's developed 100% since I've been here in the Bay Area. Getting to the NBA is a major accomplishment, but surviving in the NBA is a totally new challenge. The way that I see the game now is all because of the experiences I've had in the last 7 years. It's all been an amazing journey.
Welcome to Lewis County, home of the Willapa Hills Trail. Scenic farmland and forested landscapes await you as you cross century-old trestles on the Newacum and Chehalis rivers with glimpses of Mount Rainier. Bring your horse, your dog, or enjoy a bike ride with the family and take part in the annual Ride to Willapa Bicycle Festival. Get outside and unwind. Your adventure awaits along the Willapa Hills Trail in Lewis County.
EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every year? The answer, we have fun with sports, live music, and more. You'll never want to leave. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu. Waiting for somebody was tying their shoe. I think that was Romita Begay, and here we go. Inbounding for Skagit Valley. Underneath their own hoop, little runner with the right hand. That's going to be a miss for Emily Yost. Ball trickles out of bounds. And they're going to say last touch by Skagit Valley. It'll be Grace Harbor basketball. 3-point lead for the Cardinals. Grace Harbor could tie it with the strategic 3 ball here. Alexia Thrower from Canyon Springs High School in Las Vegas brings it across the timeline. Right side is still Wilson, little runner. That won't go. And the rebound's going to be grabbed down. Up the floor they come. Skagit Valley with it. Adia Jones-Smith measures for the 3. She just could not. Now she will. Pull the trigger, won't go. Flags down her own rebound. Pretty good look. Probably the first time needed to just shoot it rather than stand there and think about it. How about now? Wide open. You going to shoot? Come on. No, she won't. She'll start the dribble. Go baseline. Go and get, well, it's going to be a sure lay-in, but she hit the underside of the backboard. And then the ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Skagit Valley. Grace Harbor will take it. Head coach of the Skagit Valley club, Steve Epperson, up having a few words with the official. And he kind of said, yeah, I got it. The officials, Sean Martin, Stephanie Rowland, Lee Mullen. Long outside shot. That will not go for Begay. Ball out of bounds. And Grace Harbor was the last to touch. It'll be Skagit Valley basketball. We're in the third quarter. 4:10 to play in the third. Skagit Valley dribbles through off the fingertips. Who's got it? They're scrumming with it. I'm not sure that ever changed possession. Swing it over the right-hand side for a 2, an 18-footer that won't go. That was a miss by Miller. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Grace Harbor. Skagit Valley retains possession with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Could somebody get a piece of duct tape and a ladder and fix the clock on the right stanchion? I'll do it. Give me a pair of pliers. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. That's all they're going to get. A couple of misses there. As Deidre Miller had 2 misses. I think Emily Yost had the other. So 3 shots at it. None of them would go down. Just watching Steve Epperson on the bench. He got up, he turned, he went down the line. Spoke a couple of times to all the assembled players. They all looked up at him. He went back, sat back down. Like he was looking for somebody to put in and just couldn't find anybody that was going to fit what he wanted. Stephen Curry is doing commercials on our air here for Under Armour. He's not available. It's a 3-point lead, 40-37. Alexia Thrower now in the corner, right side, 3, down it goes. Katie Brisbois will put it up and in, and we are tied. A 40-40 score as we're coming up on 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Now Skagit Valley will try to stem the tide here, as Grace Harbor has just fought and clawed and scratched their way back, and a foul is going to be called. Emily Yost went to the hoop, couldn't hit the lay-in, got fouled on the way in. And this one's going to be on Katie Brisbois from Chippewa Indian School in Chippewa, Oregon. Her first personal foul and the third team foul of the quarter. First free throw is good for Skagit Valley, so they retain the lead. First one is good, second one upcoming. Here we go, it's good. Back to a 2-point lead for Skagit Valley. They led by as much as 11. And Folea Le'i brings it across. Now to Wilson. Over the corner, right side. 3 ball, no go for Romanita Begay going in, down low. Boy, it was going to be last touch there by Wilson, who kind of streaked by and knocked the ball out of the hands of the Skagit Valley player. So the Cardinals will inbound it quickly off the inbounds, missing the lay-in. No good for Skagit Valley. A miss by Ludwig, and then an answer on the other end with a bucket up, and it is good. And that was for Alexia Thrower, and it's a 42-42 tie. Now Jones-Smith to the baseline, goes around the defender and puts it up the elevator shaft and right straight back down, and it's 44-42. Nice move by Adia Jones-Smith from Tulalip Heritage High School in Marysville. her first 2 points since the first quarter in this ball game. Probably geographically the closest high school to Everett Community College here. We'd have to get out a sextant and our compass if whether Kamiak is closer. I don't think so. Kamiak's way out there, out Mukilteo. And if you just go across the bay here behind us, over my right shoulder, would be Tulalip Heritage. Everybody moving around looking for the inbounds. It's going to go way out between the circles. Falea Li'i, left-hand side to Begay. Shot won't go. Inside rebound. Finally grabbing it is Joan Smith. And with 1:40 to play in the third quarter, here come the Cardinals leading by 2, 44-42. Joan Smith. Little stutter step move, face and fire won't go. The putback won't go. Third time, charm, no, won't happen except they're going to grab the rebound. Michaela Lancaster then has thrower taken away from her, but she stepped, no, they're going to say it's going to be a blocking foul there. And Steve Epperson was looking for a foul on Alexia Thrower. That didn't happen. The foul instead is going to be on Michaela Lancaster from Skagit Valley. That's going to be her first personal foul. And for Skagit Valley, their fourth team foul. So one more puts them in the bonus for the rest of this quarter, of which there's 1:16 to play. Falea Li'i looking to penetrate pass. She does down low. And then just running into a wall was Begay. The two players for Skagit Valley just stood there like statues. She fell to the ground. The ball went to Skagit Valley, and they have it. And a foul is going to be called. Whistled here as Jessica Ludwig had a little dribble drive. She was looking for Adia Jones-Smith, but instead it'll be a common foul. Whistled on Alexia Thrower, her first personal foul. Fourth team foul. Now Chad Allen shuttling some players out. The final 59 seconds, 58.6 seconds to be exact, of this third quarter. Inbounds, Jones-Smith laying good, and one. And one for Adia Jones-Smith. And she's going to put on a little bit of a show here the last couple of minutes. She's got 4 points here in the quarter, 11 for the ball game, and a free throw coming up here for Adia Jones-Smith. It is good. She's got a dozen points. Down to 50 seconds to play. That's Brescher Norwood. Now they swing it to the right side, back out top of the key. Efferson will shoot a three and bank it in. That three ball banks in and makes it a 2-point lead for Skagit Valley. That's old school banker up and in. With 30 seconds to go, 22 on the shot clock. Dribbling in is number 22, Mandy Hayes. Somebody needs to step in front of her. She goes to the lane and lays it up and in, 49-45. See the time left, 15 seconds. Falea Li'i over the left-hand side to Efferson. Back out again between the circles. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Nobody to pass to. 1 second, they'll just throw up a prayer that had no prayer of going in. And we head to the fourth and final quarter. Loser out, winner advances to play tomorrow in the Elite Eight. Right now it's Skagit Valley 49 and Grays Harbor 45. Back to the fourth and final quarter here on STSPN.com.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
You really can't play enough tone loc. We're playing a little funky, cold Medina here in Everett. 49-45, the lead for Skagit Valley. We've decided that Adia Jones-Smith is really the engine behind the Skagit Valley Cardinals. She's the one that makes them play with a little sense of urgency. And they just seem to lay back as Grace Harbor made a big run and tied the score up the last couple of times. Now a little bit of a lead, dribbling in for Skagit Valley. Mandy Hayes, and she gets fouled. And the foul is going to be on Katie Brisbois. That's her second personal foul, first team foul. Looking to inbound it. Wide open left-hand side. Thought maybe Ludwig would pull the trigger. Can't do it. And now we're going to have a turnover. And then rolling over the top, Brasher Norwood. And trying to collect her senses, heading up the floor, is Jessica Ludwig. Meanwhile, back on the offensive end for Grace Harbor, they're down by 4 points. That's a couple times that Brasher Norwood's just kind of rolled over somebody on the floor. Speaking of on the floor, down there looking for a held ball as having possession. Michaela Lancaster took the ball away, but with the alternating possession, it will be Grace Harbor basketball with the possession arrow. Again, Grace Harbor playing with no timeouts. They used them all. Used the last one in the third quarter. Looking to throw it in. Finally they do. Brasher Norwood. Falea Li'i. Now to Efferson. Back to Sikora. Brasher Norwood. Everybody touches it except when it goes into the hands of Katie Brisbois. It's taken away by Adia Jones-Smith. Here comes Skagit Valley. And here comes fresh recruits coming off the bench for Grace Harbor. 4 will check in at the next dead ball. Mandy Hayes stopped at the foul line. Bounce pass goes down to 7, down to 6, down to 5 seconds, and the lane is up and good. There she is. Adia Jones-Smith lays it up and in, and she's got 14 points in the ball game. Right corner, shot on the way, 3 ball that would not go, missed by Sikora. Rebound, Skagit Valley. Here come the Cardinals out of backcourt. Dribble drive right side. Mandy Hayes. Now they throw it out of bounds. It's going to belong to Grace Harbor. Knocked out of bounds by Skagit Valley. Line change here. 4 new players come out for Grace Harbor. Only Katie Brisbois remains. But the people that made it happen, Alexia Thrower is back in, as is Estelle Wilson. And now they'll go to Monet Salazar, and Monet Salazar will lose the handle on it, and there's Adia Jones-Smith. Right now, if we were naming a player of the game, she would be it. Right corner, Ludwig. They go over to the other side as they work it around the outside, around the perimeter, down to 13 to shoot. And here's a steal. Turnover and grabbed by Estelle Wilson. Going in, Wilson laying good. 2-point ball game. 4-point ball game, 51-47. It had increased out to 6 points. Lancaster hit a couple times. She comes into front court. 7.5 minutes to play. Right side is Lancaster. Up fake for a 3 was Ludwig. Back to Lancaster again, back to Ludwig. Starts the dribble, goes into the paint. It will pull up and shoot a 12-footer that won't go. Brisbois grabs the rebound for the Chokers. Up the floor, left-hand side, foul called. Oh no, a travel. Wow. Michaela Lancaster came through and just hit her up the side, upside the head, and they're going to call a travel, so a turnover by Grace Harbor, Skagit Valley basketball. Wow. I thought that was a foul for sure. So now the Cardinals with it, leading by 4. She keeps thinking about it. Adia Jones-Smith does, goes in a little bit closer. She'll have to earn them at the free throw line. Brasher Norwood not happy, I think, with herself, gave her the shove. And that is going to be her 4th personal foul. Jalen Brasher Norwood with 4 personals, 2 team on Grace Harbor. And a couple of That's Adia Jones-Smith at the line. First one is no good. And another one for Adia Jones-Smith. Won't go, but the rebound back up and banks it in. Well, that'll work anyway. Emily Yost says, can't hit those 2 free throws, I'll just get them right here, and she does, and it's a 6-point lead, 53-47. Looking for a pass underneath. Grace Harbor just barely retained possession, goes to thrower, dribbles in to trouble is what she does, as the ball swatted right back at her and picked off by Mandy Hayes. Chow brings it across the line. Deidre Miller. Jones-Smith will miss. Gets her own rebound, bounces it out. 12-footer, won't go. That's a miss by by Deidre Miller, who's got it. Good hustle by Skagit Valley. They'll come away with the basketball again and reload on the offense with a time on their side. 23 now to shoot. Miller, now right side. Yost, back out to Hayes again. Dribbling in, Chow puts it up off balance, no good. And the rebound's going to be grabbed down by Brasher Norwood. Up the floor they come. Estelle Wilson dribbles in through paint and through trouble, and the ball was knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Skagit Valley. It'll be Grace Harbor basketball. Down by 6 with the basketball with 5:39 to play in the game. Jones-Smith will head to the bench. And now looking for the inbounds. Grace Harbor. Easily they get it in for an and one coming up here for Brasher Norwood. Jalen Brasher Norwood will head to the free throw line. She's a freshman, 5'11", from Kennewick High School, right there in the Tri-Cities. Kennewick High School in Kennewick, Washington. Free throw is good. The foul had been whistled on Deidre Miller, her 3rd personal foul, and the first team foul for Skagit Valley here in the 4th and final quarter. 53-50 the score. Going in, Mandy Hayes lost it for a moment. Then it got into the hands of Emily Yost, and Yost got fouled. Now they're going to say that she was shooting. They will. She was in the act of shooting. In fact, and that's going to be 5 personal fouls. That's going to be Jalen Brasher Norwood, and she'll head to the bench with her 5th personal foul. Free throw, good. With another one upcoming. Emily Yost at the line. Number 2 is good as well. Back to a 5-point lead, 55-50, but Brasher Norwood has fouled out of the ball game. Begay had it, was looking for a corner pass to Brisbois. They couldn't make the connection, and the ball goes out of bounds. So it's Skagit Valley basketball. They bring it out of backcourt. Maddie Bryan. On top of the key, Brianna Chow. Hook pass underneath, going in, laying up good. Maddie Bryan. Nice ball movement there. Maddie Bryan gets it. It's out to a 7-point lead for Skagit Valley. Now thrower. Kind of slaloms her way through a bunch of traffic, and they're going to say the foul happened on the deck. And we're going to have a timeout here with 4:42 to play in the game. It's Skagit Valley 57, Grace Harbor 50. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a break live from Everett right here on STSBN.com.
Local farmers markets are a convenient place to get fresh, healthy food and products for your family. Lewis County has numerous markets that provide you with an affordable choice of fresh food products. Many of those farms are also available to purchase from directly, so you can take comfort in knowing exactly where your food is coming from. Meet your farmer, know your food. We make it easy in Lewis County.
They've been playing basketball here in the gym since 8 o'clock this morning when Peninsula beat Tacoma. And here we are, the next to the last game. Got one more to come, a 10 o'clock game that's going to start a little bit late. Here's a running shot that won't go. And the Skagit Valley clears out for the rebound now with a 7-point lead, and they've got the ball. Brianna Chow goes to Mandy Hayes. She kind of backed in for a moment, then kicked it back out. They can use some time. Deidre Miller with it, 12 to shoot. And then a foul called, a whistle and a foul here. And I think they're going to call this one on Alexia Thrower, her second personal foul. And the fourth team foul. Inbounds here, quick inbounds and a banker up and good by Emily Yost. Yost off the inbounds makes it, and it's a 9-point lead for Skagit Valley. 4:05 to play in the game. Does Grace Harbor have one more run left in them? Chantel Efferson. On top, long NBA three will not go. Missed by Romanita Begay, and the rebound grabbed by Brianna Chow for the Cardinals. She'll get it back, bounce it to Miller. Now to Bryan, Maddie Bryan. And the corner goes to Hayes. Back over to Brianna Chow. Down under 10 seconds to shoot, but they don't need it. Emily Yost lays it up and in, and it's back to Skagit Valley, an 11-point lead, equaling their biggest lead of this contest. Ball goes out of bounds. Grace Harbor can't control it. It's back to Skagit Valley. Maybe Grace Harbor doesn't have one more run in them. They expended a lot of energy coming back to close as they did. But Skagit Valley's now opened up an 11-point lead. Emily Yost, now to Maddie Bryan, starts the dribble, step through move to Brianna Chow. 13 to shoot. Now Hayes off the glass, too hard, no good. Who's got it? 6 seconds to go, never touched the rim. Dribbling in is Chow, underhanded lay-in won't go. That goal goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touch then by Skagit Valley. It'll be Grace Harbor basketball. Now under 3 minutes to play in the game and an 11-point lead for the Cardinals. Remember, win and advance, lose and go home. The winner will play tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in the last of the Elite 8 games. Here's Grace Harbor. Romanita Begay. Now to Sikora, back to Begay again. Trying to penetrate this defense. Going in, a little runner that will not go for Estelle Wilson. And with 2.5 to play, overplaying the defense, ball knocked out of bounds by Wilson. Skagit Valley will retain possession. And Michaela Lancaster will throw it in. Lancaster from Linden Christian High School in Linden. A spin move here for Maddie Bryan. To the right to Miller. Miller looking, ball over her head. Now she goes in a bit closer and lays it up and in. Just that nicely, and opens up what is now the biggest lead of the game for Skagit Valley, a 13-point advantage. Long cross-court pass as Grace Harbor now with 2 minutes to go. Can they muster enough? Well, that three would have been nice to go in. It won't go. That was a miss by Brisbois, and then the rebound and putback won't go either. So with a 13-point lead, here comes Skagit Valley. Go a little early offense. Nope, they'll set it up and they'll just drain some clock with less than 2 minutes to play in the game. Grace Harbor not coming out taking any fouls. The right down to down to a timeout called by Skagit Valley. We'll take one more timeout. 1:32 to play in the game. 8 seconds on the shot clock. It's the Cardinals 63, the Chokers 50. You're watching the NWAC Women's Basketball Tournament on STSPN.com.
Welcome to Basketball City, USA.
I use my brain, open lanes to the top of the game. I use my hand on any man that will try to contain me. Use my feet and compete like I lead to the death. I use my heart and it'll beat till I breathe my last breath. Hoop Fest 2017, don't miss your shot.
Skagit Valley comes in as the #1 seed out of the North Division at 22-7, looking like they're going to go to 23-7 and stay in the hunt for the title. Down to 5 seconds to shoot. Pass goes out of bounds through the fingertips of Michaela Lancaster, and it will be Grays Harbor basketball. And Deidre Miller will have a seat, as Steve Epperson checking some different players in there now. The final minute 20. Faleali'i now to the top of the key thrower as the ball swatted right back at her, so she'll try again. Swing a pass in the corner as he keep converging on the ball handler, and now a foul. Yes, foul's going to be at the baseline. And this will be whistled here on Skagit Valley's Emily Pillman from Kamiak High School in Mukilteo. Her first personal foul and the third team foul. Out of bounds for Grays Harbor. 1:03 to play. Long outside shot that won't go. But they grab another rebound. Thrower nearly threw it out of bounds there. On the dribble through, Faleali'i will miss, but she will go to the free throw line. From Molokai in Hawaii. And at the free throw line with 48.3 seconds to go. Free throw here. Foul was whistled on Jessica Ludwig, her fourth team foul. And now some fresh bodies on the floor. Coming in for Skagit Valley, Brooke Geff from Anacortes. Also in Mary Hogan from Grace Christian in Anchorage, Alaska. Rebound by thrower, back up, no, foul called. And we also had checking in Katie Pyland from Monroe High School, former Monroe Bearcat. Lancaster picks up the foul for Skagit Valley. That's her second and the fifth team foul. So free throws here. Alexia Thrower, first one is good. You see the time with 46.4 seconds to play. Pretty much in the bag here for Skagit Valley. We'll advance and play tomorrow night at 8 o'clock against the winner of the final game here tonight between Lane and Columbia Basin. Missing a rebound. Brooke Geff got the rebound. Lancaster brings it into front court. Down the corner, Pyland, as they work it around the perimeter there. Emily Pillman down low, going in, laying up and good into the scorebook. There goes Brooke Geff from Anacortes, an Anacortes Seahawk. Go Hawks. And Grays Harbor will have the basketball. 65-52, final 14 seconds. Alexia Thrower. I like the way she plays. She's just hard-nosed, and she just sticks her nose in there of everywhere, and a spark of energy, and has been from the outset for Grays Harbor. Lancaster picks up the third personal foul. And Alexia Thrower will go to the free throw line. First one is good. For Alexia Thrower, she has 17 points in the ball game. Does she lead all scorers? Next free throw is good. Out of backcourt, here comes Skagit Valley with 4 seconds to go. Thrower, there she is again. Knocked the ball out of bounds. Wake up those guys down to the press table. So looking to inbound it here. Final 3.4. And that will be that. And it will be a final score of the Skagit Valley Cardinals 65 and the Grays Harbor Chokers 54. So Skagit Valley improves to 23-7. They will advance and play tomorrow at 8 o'clock against the winner of the Lane Titans and the Columbia Basin Hawks, which is coming up next here at Everett Community College. Thanks for being with us. For Todd Elvig and for Rick Dana, I'm Tom Lafferty. Again, your final score, the Skagit Valley Cardinals 65, the Grays Harbor Chokers 54. From Everett Community College, good night, everybody.